Oh my gosh, the quality difference. I forgot with the camera is just so much better. Why have I been using my phone? Because you overheat like crazy. Get out my, oh, I'm so scared to do this video. Okay. Hey beautifuls, so today I am giving you guys another rendition of Storytime month. I am going to be talking about, oh god, more paranormal stuff that's happened to me. I feel like every time I do this kind of video, like more stuff kind of happens, but just like little things, which is good. You guys know my whole spiel. I have a couple of them already. I'll link them down below, as well as my Storytime playlist, so you guys can go watch that if you want. I will say that I feel like a lot of what's happened has a lot to do, like my family that's passed, people have close to me that have passed, like my stepdad, my aunt, my dad, my uncle, my other uncle, my great-grandparents. You get it. I feel like I have a lot of guardian angels around me, which I appreciate and love so much, because I never feel like threatened, I never feel like negative, and it's always, I feel like, in a time in my life where these things kind of start to happen, just like as a reminder, like we're still here kind of thing. We're gonna try and get through this video really quickly because my camera overheats at 20 minutes. So, that all being said, let's just get started! Shout out to Tana. I'm still in love with this phone case. As you guys know, my dad passed away 1st of September, which was really horrifying, and a lot of bad things have happened because of that. As not like paranormal, but as the result of like his family and all that kind of stuff. I have videos about it, so I'm not gonna go into it here. There was just a lot of negativity, I feel like, around his passing, and there was never like anything left for like my mom or my sister and I to like really understand why he didn't say anything to us about his passing and why he didn't say he had cancer. You get what I mean? That's still like a big like question that we have, and I'm already feeling weird. I always feel weird when I film these, so if there's another orb in this video, I feel lightheaded now. Oh, but it's anxiety. Okay, anyway. There were some things that actually happened before his passing, but I feel like after his passing, a lot of things, more things just started to happen. So I have a list here, and I also have a picture from something that happened to my mom, which is really intense and really scary. I got the receipts, baby. I got the receipts. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is that my cat, Lucy, she was in my room quite a bit, like a few months ago. She sometimes will just come in here and just lay down on the floor or want to lay with me. She usually doesn't really want to do that. She's usually always with my sister or downstairs or just in her own little world, basically. So it's rare for her to like come upstairs and like want to cuddle with me or want to just lay on my floor. She really loves laying next to like purses and bags, we've noticed, and just like stuff in general. She just likes to lay against something. As you guys can see, my closet here has no doors. I used to have closet doors, but they were so broken. Obviously, we took them off. There's an open space here, and I feel like it's not just with Lucy, but also with Sparky and Cleo as well. Always stare at my closet. There's just always something in there all the time. I don't know what it is. For the most part, Lucy always likes to lay kind of near my closet on the floor. So I found that to be a little bit weird, and I find it even more weird when the cats like just like are so focused on the closet. Like sometimes they'll just sit there and stare at it, and I'm like, Sparky, Lucy, Cleo, like I'll just try to bother them and then just will still be staring at it. So that's something that like kind of reoccurringly happens. It's not like something new, because that's just happened quite a bit. Just it really creeps me out when they do it. I'm just like, can you like stop doing that, please? Like, can you stop? So the other thing I want to talk about, I've had a few videos where I've had orbs in them and there's no explanations for it. It is not dust. There are no cars going by. As you guys see in some of my videos, when a car goes by when it's a really sunny day, you will obviously see like the light on the back of the wall. There was none whatsoever. None. And I've had that happen, I think, in 3 of my videos. If I find them all, I'll link them below. But that was something that happened, and I would notice it on editing, and I'll be like, oh my god, and I would slow it down, and I would like show you guys so you guys can see it as well, because I just didn't want to like, you know, pass it off as nothing. A few orbs have appeared in my videos, and I don't see them like while I'm filming, so please don't do it while I'm filming. I'm freaked out. I'm getting freaked out. The more I talk about this stuff, the more freaked out I get. I don't know why, I just, you know, vibes. It's great. Okay, so the other thing I want to talk about, I randomly found this pink balloon outside my porch. One day my mom and I were doing errands, and we were turning onto our street, and you can usually see our house from like the end of the road. I saw something pink and shiny, and I was like, huh, what's that? That's kind of weird. We get to the house, and we have like a little bush in front of our porch, and it was kind of wrapped in it. It was this metallic pink balloon with a black string. and it was kind of like, you could tell it had been like through the ringer, like it was probably floating around in the air for a long time, like the color of the metallic balloon was like missing. I actually have the balloon, I don't know if you guys can be able to see it, it's like right there in my closet, I still have it, and it was kind of like half the helium was gone out of it, so I was just like, huh, that's kind of weird. But in a way, my mom and I kind of felt like it was like my stepdad or my aunt or my uncle just kind of giving that to me as a sign, because it was around the time that I had graduated with my associate's degree last year, so it was just like, it was kind of like they were with me. It makes me cry. Even when I was walking into graduation, I will say, like, I did feel like intensely, like I wanted to just bawl my eyes out because I was so happy. I was finally getting at least one of my degrees. I just felt really, really happy, and it was, I didn't see it as like a negative thing, and it could have just been a random balloon, but that kind of stuff never really happens around here, and it just so happens to land like in front of our house. So even after I had that balloon, so then I took it in the house with me, and I was like, okay, this balloon's half dead, like, you know, it's just gonna die, whatever, I'll just keep it and, you know, put it in my scrapbook or something. It didn't die, you guys. That balloon did not die. It actually ended up going to the top of my ceiling, and I did Snapchat about this, so it would move around my room even when the air conditioner was not on. So, update on this mystery balloon. It usually never blows over to that side of the room. Even when the AC is on, it usually stays like right here. But today, somehow one weekend, it actually, when I came home, it ended up in like the crook of my closet, chilling out there and just moving around. No AC, no nothing, you guys. It would move around my room. Yeah. And every time I would put it in like a specific spot, because even when the air conditioner was on, it would usually like stay over here in this area. When the AC wasn't on, it would just like move around, and I'm just like, okay. And I would move it back to like a specific spot, and it would just come back in my area. I mean, then again, it could have been wind, it could have been just like, you know, energy, whatever, I don't know. But it happened quite a bit, and I was just like, there's something about this balloon. Therefore, I ended up keeping it. It's in my closet now. It ended up just finally kaput one day. It took a few months, you guys. Like, one of those balloons usually goes within like a few weeks. I had it for a couple months before it finally like lost a lot of its helium. Basically, all this stuff kind of happened around the summertime. My mom got this orange flower that was growing in the, I think it was growing in the garden actually. She went and she picked it, and she had it in her room. And somehow this flower she had on top of her dresser, on top of her jewelry box. We later kind of figured it was because of Cleo. Every time my mom went back in her room, the flower would be right in the spot she sat in on her bed. This happened a couple times. We figured maybe it was because of Cleo, because she was like climbing around there, so we don't know if that was like really paranormal or not, but it was just kind of like, okay. And it was kind of around the time of my stepdad's birthday. It was kind of like when my mom was like thinking about my stepdad a lot. You get it? Yeah, just kind of as creepy as the Easter basket, you guys. So the next thing I want to talk about is that right after my dad passed away this past September, that weekend I actually started listening to some songs that reminded me of him in a way. Something that like my dad loved was that he grew up in the 50s, so he really loved Grease. It was one of his favorite movies, and same with my sister and I, it's one of our favorite movies. So I started listening to like some old Grease songs on Spotify, and I started listening to, what were the other ones I have right here? Younger Now, One Fine Day, because we always used to listen to like old, like those oldie kind of songs. Like I remember we used to go to this restaurant called Chubby's, and they had like, it was all like 50s theme in there, and they had like a jukebox and everything, and we'd play those songs, and it was a fun time. It was just one of like the happy memories I had of my dad. I started listening to those, but not like consciously. Like I would just like listen to it, and then I would just go right to that song and pick it and listen to it, not really thinking about it, because usually when I listen to music, I'm sorry, my nose is itchy, I take a long time to decide, like, am I feeling this vibe right now? Do I want to listen to this? Like, it's not that easy for me a lot of the time, unless I'm really obsessed with something. And then I started listening to Younger Now by Miley Cyrus on repeat. That was creepy too, yeah. And then finally I listened to We Go Together, which was a song at the end of Grease. Most of you guys probably already know. And as I was listening to these songs, not only was I laying in my bed listening to them, but I got up and I just started dancing, and I felt like I had like no control over myself. It was really weird, and I just kind of let go. And I just like listened to all of them, and I just felt like I wasn't getting tired after like I was just like dancing to these songs. I know this sounds really crazy, and I told my mom this afterwards, and it literally felt like, because usually after like I dance and stuff, like I get really tired and winded because I'm out of shape, but I did not get tired at all. Like I wasn't tired. I just kept going, and it was so weird. It was like this weird adrenaline rush that I was not expecting whatsoever. So could it have been adrenaline? Yes. Could it have been paranormal? I don't know. I feel like in a way it was kind of my dad being like, you know, I'm still here. I messed up, but I'm here. As I've talked about in videos, like my dad wasn't the best dad in the world, but I do tend to want to remember the good things and not be so negative about his passing and, you know, all that kind of stuff, and just prefer to remember the happy memories instead of like all the bad stuff. So the other thing that happened as a result of that same night, I was watching the music video for Younger Now from Miley Cyrus, because it just like, that song just like resonated with me so much after his passing. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It just kind of stayed with me so much because it's like changed, like as I told you guys, like my life was gonna change, and my life has totally changed. Like I have family. You're gonna get emotional. So like that song just really meant a lot to me, and I was watching it on my computer, and I have this feature on my computer where I can project any video from it with Wi-Fi to my TV, which is awesome, and I love that. And that's how I would watch a lot of my videos most of the time. It's so awesome. I love being able to do that. A lot of you guys probably have that too, so it's nothing new. But I literally was not touching anything. I was on FaceTime with David, and I did not touch my computer. I did not touch the remote. I wasn't touching anything. There was no way this could have happened. All of a sudden, YouTube pops up on my TV, and I'm just like, huh, that's weird. There was no way I could have pushed anything. And I had paused the Miley Cyrus Younger Now video, and it started playing on the TV. Until I was like, that's creepy, and I kind of like shut everything off, and I was like, why did that happen? And David's like, well, how did that happen? Did you hit something? I'm like, no, there's no way, you guys, because you have to click specific things in order for it to project to your TV and for it to play, and I didn't touch anything. So that was one of the things that really kind of creeped me out a little bit, and I was just like, okay. I kind of felt like my dad was there in these moments, like just there. So the next thing I'm just going to talk about pretty briefly. I don't know if this is like a fact. I've done a lot of like research online about it, but I don't know if I am. But I feel like I'm kind of, I'm gonna be crazy. It's fine. I feel like in a way I'm kind of a medium. The reason why I think that is because, as I've talked about in previous paranormal story times, sometimes when I lay my head down to go to sleep, I hear random voices saying random things. It's not just in my head. I really feel like it's not in my head, because these voices just like sound like people. They just sound like random people. And not only that, but I feel like I could really pick up on vibes. Like right now I'm picking up on a lot of vibes, and y'all need to calm down, please. I feel like I could just pick up on a lot of energy, and I just feel like very in tune with like spiritual things in a way that I cannot like describe. Maybe it's a possibility. I mean, I could be wrong. I will list here on the screen other like things that I've experienced that match kind of like, oh, signs you're a medium kind of thing. Let me know down below if you are a medium. I don't know if I am or not. I'm not saying that I am. Could it be possible? Maybe. Maybe I'm just really good at picking up on that kind of stuff. But I kind of feel like I am, because sometimes I feel like when I'm in a really rough place, I could just hear like my stepdad and my uncle and my aunt and, you know, everyone talking to me, and just I can hear them talking in my head, and it's weird. I really don't feel like I'm crazy. A lot of people probably will think I'm crazy, but I don't know. Just let me know what you guys think down below with that. Back into the rest of the stuff. A lot of this stuff just happened kind of recently. So you guys know I have a Maine license plate from when we lived in Maine. It's not registered anymore, obviously. It's hung on my wall over here with 2 tacks. One night I was just sitting on my bed and watching TV, and one of the tacks just fell out of it. There's no way that could have happened. So that was something else. Another thing was that my mom got a rose that she picked out of her garden. She had the rose for up to like maybe a week and a half, and it didn't wilt whatsoever. Usually roses start to wilt after you pick them. It didn't wilt at all. One day I ended up smelling my stepdad's cologne. I don't know if it was his cologne or if it was my dad's cologne. I don't know. Could have been one of their colognes. I smelled that just randomly more than so one time. Because everything that happens, I like to write it down just so like I have like a... You guys know that I've talked about the front of my house next to the door. We don't know if there's a short in it. We don't know. Then again, it could just be a short. I don't know. But every time that I say something, one time David house a while ago, I literally opened the door to let him in the house. The light was on, it just went off. Like, okay, whatever, cool. And then another time, I think I was coming home from the gym a couple weeks ago, and the light was off, and I was like, thanks guys, you can put the light on for me, and the light went on. And I was just like, Okay, that's fine, thank you. A couple days ago, actually, one of my sweatshirts just randomly fell, because I keep all my sweatshirts on the top shelf over here now, just because it saves a lot of space. Fell out of the closet onto the ground. There's no way that could have happened. And then finally, this is like the big one. I was saving this for last. My mom actually, I kind of wanted her to be here for this, but I don't think she wants to. She had a dream that there were two people that picked her up as she was laying in bed, and they ended up dropping her on her knees, and she woke up on the floor. So we don't know exactly what that was, but she ended up having some rug burns from it, which I'm going to show you guys a picture of one of them because I took the picture. Watch, it probably disappeared out of my phone because that's my life. November 6th. So that is the picture of the rug burn my mom got from waking up on the floor after somebody dropped her in her dream. That one's pretty significant to me, because it's weird and she actually has something from that. I don't know what that, like, for my mom, like, there's a lot of people that could be like trying to come to her in our family. I feel like a lot of the stuff that's like recently happened has a lot to do with my dad. Still like my stepdad, my uncle, my aunt, and everyone else, but more so of like some weird setting just popped up on here. Temperature? That's weird. But more so of my dad, because we still don't really have answers from his passing, and he never said a word to my mom about him having cancer, and then he passed away a week later, and the whole thing is really horrifying, yes. So if you haven't seen those videos, I recommend you check them out so you understand. Those, I go in a lot more detail of like everything that happened since his passing. But basically, I feel like a lot of the stuff has happened as a result since then. And I feel like a lot of it is my dad trying to like say, hey, as I said, I messed up, but I love you guys and I'm here and I'm sorry. I'm gonna cry. And it just really sucks because Shane Dawson actually did a series where he like reconnected with his dad. Many of you guys probably saw that, and I really did appreciate that so much because I wish I was able to do that. It didn't happen, unfortunately, and it sucks. It really sucks. As I said, I keep all the happy memories of how my dad, I know he probably didn't mean for all this to happen when he passed. I don't even think he expected to pass the way that he did this soon. Because I did want him around for my wedding and to be a grandpa to my kids. And it's just unfortunate and it really sucks. That is pretty much right now all of the paranormal things that have happened since I filmed my last video. I'm not sure if some of it is paranormal or not. And again, the medium thing, I would really love for you guys to share in the comments if I'm crazy or not. Or what you think about that, because I really don't feel like there's any other explanation besides that I'm insane. So there's that. Overall, I know that my experiences haven't been like awful, knock on wood, compared to a lot of other people's that paranormal videos, story times on YouTube of people having horrible things happen. And I think I'm very fortunate to have a lot of guardian angels around me and my sister, my mom, and my family, and to have like God in my life. Like, I know a lot of people have their own religions and stuff, but very fortunate for that as well. I just see it as peace and that they're there. I probably talked about this in a video before, but I feel like, you know, once someone passed away when I was younger, I just thought, oh, they're gone, that's it. It's like they didn't exist. And that's not necessarily true. I am just really happy that they're still around, you know? I would cry. See, this is what I mean, like, I'm randomly crying, and yes, it's something emotional for me to talk about, but it's also reassuring with all the things that have happened in my life. Every time something like this happens, I'm just very grateful and happy. Okay, I'm not gonna start bawling my eyes out in this video. That was pretty much my third paranormal story time video. I hope this is entertaining to you at some point. I've been wanting to film this video for a while. Since it's story time month, it's gonna happen. So next week I will say that I have 2 more story times. I know I'm going over story time month a little bit, but next week is going to be a lot more chill. It's going to be the official story of how David and I met and how he proposed to me, which I did talk about in the live stream one time last year, but I just feel like now it's a perfect, appropriate time to really sit down and film it, and granted, I'm really, really excited about it. So yeah, and we are still doing a Bean Boozled challenge. I still have them. It probably just won't be for a few more months. My sister's talking in the background, so if you hear that, that's her, but yeah. And then my last story time for the month, I'll say ahead of time, has a lot to do with some of the most crappiest, horrible things that former friends have done to me, and some of the most horrible stuff I've done to some people. So I hope that's a big learning lesson for you guys as well, because I am not no angel in that video, and neither is everyone that did bad things to me. I still hope you guys enjoyed this video, and again, you know, this paranormal stuff you kind of take with a grain of salt, and I know there's a lot of believers and a lot of non-believers out there, but this is my story. This was happened to me. I'm grateful for it, and I don't feel threatened, that I have all of these people that are leaving me signs and that are here and that they're not gone. But I love you guys so much. Hope you have an awesome day. Subscribe if you'd like to see more of me. And like this video if you enjoyed. And again, I do have my Poshmark. I did not mention in my last video, but I did restart my Poshmark. So if you guys would like to check out my closet, the link is down below, as well as my code. If you use Oh My God It's SamX3, you get $5 on your account when you make your first purchase. I also have an Instagram account for my closet if you guys would like to check that out. You don't have to. It's non, you know, obligatory. It's non-obligation, whatever. Just wanted to throw that out there to you guys, that I do have all that stuff down there, but you do not have to sign up, you do not have to look, you don't have to do anything if you don't want to. But if you do, I appreciate it and thank you so much. So yeah, but I love you guys and I will see you in my next video. Bye. P.S. My camera shut off and it didn't overheat, but it just shut off. Yeah. Yeah. Alright.